Welcome to Venator Chronicles Podcast.
I'm Dustin Jelly.
And I'm Ethan Taylor.
Join us on our journey of lessons learned through the world of hunting. We didn't even record that, did we?
No, we were just talking about making
deer hunting whimsical again.
Yeah, we're gonna make deer hunting whimsical again. Yeah, you sent us you sent me and Sethers the what was it? Some love letter to bow hunting or something. Whatever that video was.
No.
It was dude, I was 10 seconds in, I was like, this is gonna be real sentimental.
It was about Barry and Gene Wenzel and the history of bow hunting. It was a tribute to them.
I probably
created by Tim
probably should have
Nebel,
watched it more than 10 seconds
Ben
before
Massey.
I passed a judgment.
Oh my gosh.
I was curious if it was Ben Massey.
It was, yeah. I mean, it says it right at the beginning.
I didn't pay attention. I skipped over the words.
Gotcha.
Can't read. But I did. I literally, when it started, I was like, oh, I wonder if Ben Massey did this.
Yeah.
Because it seems like he's got his style.
Yeah.
And I was like,
dang. Him and Tim, he killed it.
That's cool.
So the best part about it, I mean, I only got 15 minutes in before we had to leave for church, but we're sitting there watching it, and Xander all of a sudden was like, man, I just want to go hunting.
Dude, that's awesome.
I was like, yes,
that's why you called it beautiful.
It was.
I was going to watch it later, but now I am excited to watch it.
I think it's just, I just really appreciate any work Mr. Massey does, like Massey.
Massey. It's got to be Massey.
Yeah, I don't know. Ben, correct us.
Yeah.
But I love his work. It's beautiful filming, really good editing, just great stories of whatever he's doing, and this is no different. And
that's awesome.
It's really cool to see and learn too. For me, being a new hunter, the history of bow hunting in throughout the states. Like the one little part that I did see this morning, I forget who it was. He was talking about out in Montana how back in the 60s there used to be a 3-week season for bow hunting.
Really?
3 weeks.
Because everyone was so effective, dude. They had to keep her short.
Well, it was just mind blowing.
3 weeks would be nuts to try to get it done with the bow.
Wow. We've come so far. Now I have 3 months.
Oh,
and I still can't do it.
It's so, yeah, exactly. It's so nice. It's so nice.
But yeah, it's a good film. Definitely recommend checking it out.
Hey, so intro. Hi guys.
Hey
we're
back.
We're back
For 2025.
2025, baby.
So,
dude. And we are fired up.
And by now you should expect that, it's definitely not a week-to-week podcast, not even a month-to-month podcast.
It's a whenever we feel like a podcast.
Yes.
Let's leave it at that.
Yep. I would say year to year, but we
manage
we can't even do that.
Expectations. Just say it's whenever.
Yes.
It feels weird when someone is walking by when you're recording, because then you're just kind of talking to yourself, right, Debbie? Yeah.
There goes my wife.
I'll cut that.
I want you to amplify it.
Yeah, I will. I'll isolate that.
The support around here.
We'll start getting buttons that we can hit and just be like, nerds. Oh, dude. No, it'll be, I'm super stoked. And there's been so many changes, I feel, this year already.
Yeah.
For both of us.
Yeah, I know. So, but I'm pumped, especially after the little ride or drive we took tonight. Did some field scouting. Got a little taste, apparently, what it's like for Seth out in the Dakotas.
Just glassing.
Only difference, we could see hundreds of yards, whereas he can see
probably thousands.
Hundreds of miles.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool. Got to see a bunch out in the fields tonight.
Yeah, we saw what you said. You thinking 50 plus?
Oh yeah,
pretty
easily
easily
over 50.
Yeah,
which was nice to see the population back up.
And we saw some probably. I mean, I assume they were probably about 8-pointers.
Yeah,
at least a couple nice ones that we would
I would totally shoot.
That Dusty would take.
Yeah. Pretty much everything we saw tonight, I would shoot.
Yes,
spotted or not.
Dude, there was so many does. It was good to see. It was really good to see.
It was. Because it hasn't been that way the last couple of years.
Yeah, I assume it's the mild winter that made it easy for more deer to make it. Obviously, it's a one drive look around, but you'd know better than me. I haven't been around this area. So.
Yeah. No, it was definitely a positive sign to see the herd population back up.
Yeah, basically bro sciencing deer. We saw a bunch. There must be a bunch. Must be better.
Yep.
But it was fun.
It was
really
fun.
fun.
Got
dude.
the juices flowing.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So
Well, and what was it? Oh, is it a week ago that we got some cameras out there?
Yeah.
we got some
almost a week ago.
plans.
Monday.
We got some
last
plans.
Monday.
Yeah, I've checked the camera 6 times since then.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing yet. Weird.
I'm a little disappointed husband every day, but
we should be able to, temper the excitement and not blow out an area.
before the season even begins.
Yeah.
So here we are. We are coming into 2025. What is happening? What's the expectations this year for you?
Gosh, dude.
Do you have any?
Yeah.
Let's communicate them because never want unspoken.
Yeah, we gotta
unmet unspoken expectations.
Yeah, as far as expectations, I mean, I'd probably put it more like hope. I shouldn't say not too long ago, not too many episodes ago, we put out an episode about some of our hunting gear, specifically our stands.
Oh yeah,
and
probably should just erase that at this point.
No, that was a banger of an episode.
That was fun,
which I did not expect. But I've transitioned everyone. I know it's.
Oh, I'm totally using the footage you put out.
Very 2025 of me.
That video you sent.
So maybe
Seth
it's more
and
like 2022, 2023 of me to do that. Things seem to be swinging the other way. Pun intended. So I'm getting rid of the climber, everyone, and I am transitioning to a full-fledged hang-on stand, sticks and all.
Well,
can you believe
it's not. It's okay. Let's clarify. It's not a full-on hang-on stand.
Yeah,
what you got
hang
is
on,
an
right?
oversized platform that has a seat. He's hanging out with the boys.
We're good. Don't worry about us, Debbie.
We're gonna clip.
We're not
that.
professionals. It's totally fine. Genuinely.
Yeah.
It's a joke out here. Yeah. We've had the peanut gallery before.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely roasting us.
Yep.
All right.
Anyhow. Yeah. Your oversized platform.
No, it has a
is.
seat.
Yeah, it's a oversized platform with the seat.
Okay, so
what are you going to be doing with
let's
it?
ignore Dusty for a second, everyone.
What are you going to be doing with it? Are you going to be
I'm
sitting
actually
in
going
it?
to turn his microphone down.
Are you
going to
be sitting in it? Or are you going to be
I will be sitting in it.
Semi-saddle hunting out of it.
I will be sitting in it on occasion.
Yeah.
I stand almost my full hunt.
Yeah.
And I don't use the seat too much. So I was like, let's see what'll fit the bill. So
why'd you
So I came across this little,
questions.
not super well known company. Go ahead.
I'll ask after you talk about
What it is.
Yeah,
So-
discovering.
So there's this brand new company, hasn't been around for super long, guys. It's called Lone Wolf Custom Gear.
Never heard of it.
They have what's called a Ranger Hybrid lock-on stand. Hang on. Lock-on? Hang on. I'm transitioning. There's a lot to learn here.
Yeah, new language for you.
Yeah. So anyway, essentially it would be like any other hang-on outside of the cables. There's no cables that come down on the sides.
Like a platform.
Yeah. And then it's funny. But then it has a seat.
Like a hang on.
Platform. No. Yeah, it has got a seat. And
So you're by. It's a bystand.
I'm bystandual. I don't know. Okay. This is a real great start. This is a hot start.
We are
right now.
offending everybody. And by everybody, we mean all 5 of you. So.
Yeah. I don't think they're offended then.
No.
Okay. So I'm bystandual. And anyway, it's a hybrid stand. The seat flips up and you can use it as knee pads because why would you do that, you ask? Why would I do that? Because I'm still going to be, in essence, saddle hunting.
Out of a harness.
Out of a rock climbing harness, essentially. So, but
we know what you'll be upgrading soon.
Yeah, that is probably the next one on the list. So probably bought too many sticks, which I realized already. That's great with some questions from Dusty.
Oh yeah.
rather
I
have
was,
them.
I was really hoping you would have bought.
I'd rather have them and not need them. Tell you what,
I was really hoping you would have bought the 4-pack of the double steps instead of
the micros.
Yeah, because then I would have bought a couple off of you when you realized you didn't need them.
You would like these ones. They're nice.
I don't. Yeah.
All right, fine, dude.
Anyhow,
All right. Anyway,
continue.
So for me, that's massive because I now can hunt.
Well, okay, let's back this
Okay,
up. Let's
sorry.
back this up. This all started.
This has me excited for hunting.
This
so
has
it's part
this
of
all
this
started
year.
last year because it first started with we won't name who, but somebody that rhymes with Rusty was trying to convince you that buying a brand new climber from Lone Wolf Custom Gear was probably not the best investment when you should just go invest in a hang-on and some sticks and expand your ability to find trees or hang out of certain trees. And you're like, nah, I know what I know. I love what I love.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I will be who I will be.
Yeah.
And then, 2 weeks in, you're like, yeah.
Are
It was
you
that trip. It was that trip
Is
we
this
took.
bystandism? Are you isming me?
No, I'm not isn't this. You were resistant to the change. I was just trying to help.
So you've wanted me to
promote.
transition for a while.
I have wanted you to transition for a while.
That makes
for
sense,
the last
actually.
few years.
when you think about it.
So, yeah. And get you out of those old ways.
So you
the
know
FUD
what though?
ways.
You know what though, dude? You know what? I did enjoy the climbers, okay? I did. How about that? Dusty?
I did too, and that's all I knew.
Here's what okay. It is what I knew. I also knew permanent blinds that were nailed into trees. I didn't go around doing those, did I? Okay, I'm growing. Things are changing. No, I really did get sick.
Glad
of
we're not
I
putting
really
up walls.
No, I genuinely got so sick of not being able to just pick the tree I wanted to be in.
Well, that was one of the big issues we faced on that trip we took. You just kind of like, oh wow, like where we're hunting is actually really limiting. This
And when
kinda blows.
you're in the game of archery, it's like where a tree that can work for climbing, if it's like where it is, it can like your hands are almost tied in some circumstances where it's like I know I need to be 10 yards that way, and that's not possible right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because there's lack of trees. It's because there's not a tree, like there's obstacles. And I got up some gnarly trees with the climber. Like there was trees that some people may have chosen not to use a climber on. But I was tied in because, safety first, right?
We're going to do it.
Yeah. And boy, I think and I hunted a lot lower last, like if there was on average hunting height,
Yeah.
it seems like the more experience I've gained over the years, the lower I've hunted.
How high up on average would you say you probably went last year compared to years prior?
Years prior, I would literally try to go 25, 35 feet up.
Really?
Like I want to be in the sky, dude.
That is gross.
Well, that's because you're afraid of heights.
That's besides the point.
Fair enough. But in my mind, it was just literally like the higher you are, the further away from essentially their danger zone you would be, was my logic and my thinking.
Which I think that's the common reason.
Yeah, and then I think as time has gone on, it's as I'm starting to factor in the wind more, as I've put more of an emphasis, like that's like one of the biggest things is like wind direction, and back cover for movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Did you not
silhouetting? There's a lot of silhouetting happening
Yeah.
because typically when I'm in the climber, it's because there's not, in whatever tree I'm in, it's because there's not a ton of branches,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
it's not thick
It's
because
some
you
sort of
have to be,
popple.
yeah, and you have to be because you got to be able to get up there.
You do have to get up high.
So then that to me was like, and like I killed deer. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Figured it out. There's a lot of white pines that I'd
Mhm.
climb and popple, yeah. But there's also been some trees that I'm like, dang it, that's the spot, and I can't get in there.
Yeah.
And
So
so,
how high up would you say you went last year?
I've hunted last year. there were times I was hunting at like 10 feet,
Okay.
which is really low for
I was
me.
gonna say,
I would say
proud
on
of you.
average it was probably about half of what I was doing before, though,
Okay.
if not a bit lower. And it really was circumstantial and
Yeah.
less of like, all I know is I need to go high instead of like what makes the most sense for this.
Yeah.
And that's where I think I just got the 4 sticks because I'm like, I want to be able to do what makes the most sense. And
Mhm.
I'm not at the place yet where I'm like, low always makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of heights and I like to climb stuff. So what can I say?
Well,
That's not a jab. That's just
and that's-
genuinely,
you do. I mean,
I'm
you
not afraid of heights
you
and I
kind of
really
cut
enjoy it.
trees for a living,
Yeah,
so it
climb and
does
cut,
help.
Yes. Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So you realized this last
when
year.
when we talk about expectation, like the one thing that like I'm really excited about, because not every like I mean, even as we were talking before before we were recording, there it is. There's like, it's like the expectation of the season, like as a whole, where it's like getting back into it with your friends and like, hey, I'm like just to be able to share the experience, right?
Mhm.
And like that to
The
me has
journey.
become such a huge part of all of this.
Yeah.
And like obviously, we all want to smoke a huge buck would be great. Like none of us would have an issue with that.
No.
But it's funny when you think about like expectations. I'm not just thinking about like the deer outcome,
Mm.
right? Because I know it's like I do feel like it's a long term. Like you're obviously trying to get it done this year, but you're also gaining information for the years after and like
Yeah.
all that kind of thing. And so it's like taking off the pressure in one sense and made it more enjoyable.
Yeah. So kind of that one point you hit on, like building or gathering data for the future. Do you feel like that was something that really clicked for you last year? Because I know for me that was like a huge like aha moment, light bulb going off. Being like, oh, all these years I've spent in these areas that I've been at for a while, I wasted that time, even though I didn't get anything, because I also wasted it that I didn't just really like gather that data and assess it and then like add it to for future things.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it wasn't last year. I think I realized after the first like probably the first three years was like, okay, like I now can remember and I can look at these pins and I'm like, okay, I know there's like something interesting here. I was just thinking today, like, oh, I haven't been back there in like 4 years and a lot can change in 4 years. So I should go
Yeah.
check that out. But I think what changed is not just like realizing that, but then also letting that seep into the expectation to where like it helps relieve the pressure of like this absolutely has to get done.
Mm.
Because I think before, years past, not this last year or anything, but years past, I'd get so obsessed with hunting
Yeah.
and it would be all I think about. And it was just like,
Were you obsessed with, would you say it's probably accurate that you were more obsessed with the outcome, the chasing of that outcome, rather than being obsessed in the sense of like, oh man, just the whole process I just really enjoy?
no, I think it was more the whole thing like I was
Okay.
obsessed with. Because it was like
Gotcha.
I'd obsess over maps. I'd obsess, like I'm looking for like little nooks and crannies where nobody else wants to look. And it may not be
Yeah.
that far out. Like,
But sorry, let me maybe clarify. Like the obsession was so like, how do I word this? Like, if the outcome didn't happen though, did you feel like, man, like the pressure of like I have to make XYZ happen versus like the obsession of just like the process of just like regardless of what happens, I just love the process.
yeah.
Do you think it was like a
I
lot
think
more heavily slanted towards like, oh man, I have to make this certain outcome
That's
happen.
actually-
Otherwise, this is kind of a letdown.
that makes sense what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that it was like I have to justify the amount of time I'm using on this, and the less season there was, the higher the pressure there would be
Mm-hmm.
that I would put on myself, because it's like I'm giving up all this stuff and like because I was truly like I was sacrificing things,
Yeah.
like not in a healthy way, not like a give this up, in a good for my family. It was like no, I'm sacrificing time with family and friends or whatever it might be to be out here hunting
Yeah.
to an unhealthy level. And so if I don't get a big buck, then it was worthless, or then it wasn't worthwhile and wasn't worth, giving up all that and causing the strife and tension at home or whatever it might be. And so having a different expectation and going like, hey, you got to add this in the years. Like, life is going to be different each year. Maybe you're going to hunt more this year, less this year, like whatever it is. It's like you had said, where it was like the whole process, like I'm still kind of trying not to be too obsessed with the whole process, but I'm doing it because I like really like it. And it is with the much bigger picture in mind, so that I don't have so much pressure on like the outcome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very intent on getting an absolute monster buck.
Oh yeah.
But also, it's a bummer if I don't, but it's also okay. And I'm not going to like give up relationships and, the things that are easy, or not easy, but the things that like you could be tempted to do because it's like, oh, this is the cold front, I have to hunt.
Yeah.
And then you go out there and then you don't see anything the whole time and you're like, oh, that wasn't worth the damage I just caused.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say definitely like a healthier overall outlook on it now versus a few years ago, where it was just like, yeah, I have to get a big buck to prove that this is worthwhile.
Yeah.
And just like getting out of and like the early hunter stuff probably. And it's funny because like you kind of got to bring your family along in a sense. And like, I had the delusions like, oh, like organic meat and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I'm doing this for me, dude. Like, I really enjoy. Yeah, exactly. And like, it had to get to the point where I was honest with myself and everyone else. And lo and behold,
I do it for organic meat as you're shoving down Twinkies.
Yeah. And, providing. It's like, no, that's not what this is.
There's nothing about this that's providing.
Yeah, that's like a byproduct of me going out and doing something that I enjoy.
A tasty steak.
Yeah. And so I guess like when I was honest with myself about it was like, oh, look, people actually are happy that I can go do something I enjoy. And if we do it in a balanced way, it's great for everybody.
Yeah.
And so that's made the seasons just so much more enjoyable. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have high hopes. Not sure what to expect, but I have high hopes. And I think we got a very general bead on an area we're excited about.
Yeah.
But who knows, dude?
Yeah.
We may see absolutely nothing.
Well, I think I think that's part of the fun this year. I mean, we kind of did a little bit of it last year. I mean, historically, we've done our trips. And that's been quite the roller coaster. I'll touch upon that. But I think what's fun about this year is that it's not just the trip, but there's also like, we are chasing after, I don't even know if a particular buck, but we're chasing after an area.
Yeah, there's some good deer in there.
Has some good deer. That's going to be a tough hunt. That's going to require
a lot of restraint.
Yeah, restraint and precision, which I'm looking forward to in the sense of it's a communal thing. Like, we get to do it together.
Yep.
But it's also like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this is going to be a good like skill development, regardless of what happens. And like, for me, the expectation is like, whether or not we get it here, like, I don't necessarily care about that. Like, I mean, that's
come on.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
But like the expectation isn't so much like, oh, we've got to get a deer. It's more like, okay, we have this really cool opportunity to do something really hard, because what we're trying to do in this little area is hard.
Yeah.
But kind of drawing on lessons that I've learned through jiu-jitsu, when you can dial something in and you have a specific, whether like in a sense opponent that is difficult, it really forces you to hone in, and you're developing certain skill aspects. And that's what I'm really excited about this. It's like, ooh, okay, maybe it won't happen this year. Maybe it won't happen next year, but in 3, 4, 5 years, what are we going to learn from doing this particular thing that we get to carry over into the rest of our hunting
careers, hobbies?
Yeah.
No, I think what's
passion.
No, I totally agree with you, because like we are doing something we haven't done.
We haven't done it this way,
and we're
trying new things already.
Yeah, and to have like kind of a multi-prong plan where it's like, we've got stuff here, here, and here. You know, like we're going to try to dissect this
Mm-hmm.
in the deer movement, and we may be totally wrong in some of our assumptions, and then we got to figure that out too.
Yep.
But the deer we did see on camera last year were exciting enough that it's like, hey, if this works out, this is worthwhile.
Yep.
And I think that perspective of like, we're gonna carry this like essentially mini experiment, right?
Yeah.
Like trying to decode this whole thing into coming years too is like, yeah, that's gonna be invaluable. And to have it on such a slice, while feeling like you understand the bigger area that's near it, but not right there, is really cool.
Yeah.
To kind of be like, okay, we know we're kind of outside the box
Yeah.
a little bit with this approach, and so hopefully something comes together this year, dude.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
A lot of lessons that we're going to learn, and that's what I'm excited about. I think that's what I'm excited about. You know, my expectations this year feel really different as a whole versus the previous years. Like I feel in one sense less pressure of like, oh, I have to make this happen. I hope I do. I mean, because you know, at some point, your kids and your wife definitely start wanting to see some results. But but I think looking back for me, it's like a lot of like the big light bulb moment of last year of like, holy cow, I've really been approaching this all wrong. Where it's like I've tried doing a lot of hunting when I haven't done a lot of scouting. And prep work. Yeah. And then, I listen to guys like Andy May, who's working a full-time job as a teacher, and a few other guys that have all been teachers. Troy Pottinger was a teacher. I'm blanking on his name, but one of the guys from the Stick Boys. Like, these guys are all teachers. Like, and then hearing what they did, how the vast majority of their time spent is scouting and prep work. Mm-hmm. And it's like, ooh, I have not done that.
And that's what's cool, because we kind of I kind of started back up last year, right? Am I recalling that right?
Yeah.
It was kind of...
the week of opener.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And I think that's what was cool about that is that it really put me in a position where, like, I had to examine my motivations or my expectations, because it was like, I kind of want to do this the right way in terms of like, again, like the relational stuff for me is like, it's just massive, right? Like it's a really big deal. And then going into the season, like I'm just going to scout until I see something I really like, and then I'll hunt it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like primarily scouting. It happens to be in season when I got to carry the bow, right? And like, I'm just going to burn ground and like just keep going until there's something I like.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have ended up where we're going to be trying to break down this year had that not been the case, and hopefully there's something that comes from that long term. But like just I think like, especially being a public land hunter, I mean, every year hunters can be moving around, impacting the land differently and pressure, all that. And then through the season, obviously it's going to change too. And so just having the mentality of like, I'm happy to move. Like, I'm happy to move. I'm not married to this.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be at the right place at the right time. But like, I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just, you don't get so, at least for me, like I've run into hunters out there, and there's guys that beat you to the parking lot. There's guys that come tromping through the woods after you've been set up for over an hour.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay.
All right.
Yep. I'm just going to move. No biggie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that can ruin your whole day if you let it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man, I think that being able to have the expectations in a good spot. I mean, and I hope it's not like misread as like not super driven to like close the deal on a deer.
Oh no, because I think for both of us, I feel more driven to get that end result.
Yeah.
But the process of how I do that has drastically changed and allowed for a better perspective, and even perspective on the expectation of like, I feel like I've never been more driven to, get something but now I have a lot of clarity on like how do I make that happen.
Yeah.
I think that's
Well, and like to be able to like sit full, we talked about before, but I did more full day sits last year than I've ever done.
oh yeah.
And it was like stress free. And I left the woods like happy that I got a hunt instead of like pissed off I didn't get to kill something. But it was like, I was like locked in for the full day.
Yeah.
And-
I felt like I struggled last year a lot with doing a lot of like all day sits.
Yeah.
And or not even my all day sits, but
Yeah.
certain sits where it's like, oh, but I should wait a little bit longer because something could come by. I should wait a little bit longer. Like whereas I hadn't had that previous years. I felt like previous years it was like, nothing showed up an hour after sunlight.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Whereas last year it was like
I've really bought in.
1 o'clock. I was like,
yes.
like, oh, maybe something. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, and
2
that's
o'clock rolls around. I'm like, yeah, probably nothing's happening. Because you hear all the stories of like, 11 to 1, like that's when I shot my biggest buck. And
yeah, and that definitely helped last year with talking with you and Seth and stuff because it was like, all right, time to lock in. It's like, oh yeah, and so buying into that has actually really helped quite a bit.
yeah,
just even the mentality and like staying engaged.
Because that was a huge growth. I mean, for me was that mental shift where it was like I felt positive every time I went out. You know, the only time where I wasn't feeling positive was like, ooh, I just don't feel good about this spot or the going here. Like it didn't.
Go
That's
Scout.
where like
Scout.
our trip last year, that last evening sit, I just didn't like. So I was like, man, I just don't feel good about like. I feel like I'm living on a hope and a prayer rather than like, oh, we gathered good data and I'm going to make the most of it. It was just, it felt very
Dude, that's so
hopeful.
yeah. It's so hard. It's so hard on a crunch.
I heard a really good saying. It was don't hang in hope, hang in hunt. And I was just like, yes, because like that's been the vast majority of my whole hunting was hang in hope. Because I didn't have a plan.
I agree, but I also don't agree. I think there's a balance. Like,
oh,
to
you
me,
a contrarian?
No, not at all. Me?
What?
You're the contrarian. You're the one who has more opinion. You have more opinions than I do.
I do have opinions.
Yeah.
But you like to be contrarian.
But I
me.
feel like I feel like there are times where I was like, if I wasn't holding on to hope of like and sticking it out type of thing,
Yeah.
that I gave up. And I hate that for me.
Well, no, not in the sense of like not having like any hope. Because I mean, you can have the best plan in the world, but you still have to hope. Like, okay, this deer or the deer are going to actually walk by this area. What I'm saying is that pure, just like I don't know what I'm doing. I just looks like a good spot. I'm going to hang my stand and hope that something walks by. Versus like getting to the point where it's like having enough woodsmanship, where it's like, okay. There's good sign here that it points to like, no, this is a good spot.
But there was good sign there, wouldn't you agree? You just weren't, but you were definitely not bought in.
No, I wasn't bought into.
And hindsight's easy, and I'm not like jabbing.
Yeah,
but hindsight's easy to be like, yeah, and obviously nothing came. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, but
and that's not even. I just felt like I was really struggling with like the sign that we're seeing. I don't know if it's the sign that I want to see. Like it's not like. Fresh. Like, is it this could be very well. And actually, yet in hindsight, some things I've listened to, a lot of that sign that we saw pointed to like that was a lot of nighttime cruising activity sign that we saw. And that was, and again, going, that's the growth of all this. That's the fun of that woodsmanship aspect, because there is so much to learn. And not having anybody directly informing us of this. Like we don't have somebody like, hey, come out with me.
Yeah. It's kind of like
it's self-guided, you know, and I'm very fortunate that we get to listen to oodles of podcasts and YouTube videos.
Talk to and even talk to other good hunters.
But at the same time, like you don't really learn it until you actually go through it. You know, I could sit down and watch the best jiu-jitsu athletes in the world, And I'm not going to develop that skill till I actually get on the mats and I'm trying it and I'm learning it and I'm learning
yeah,
the nuance
Yep.
and the timing of things. And when you get that experience,
And you
can
just start to develop some instincts, right?
Yep.
Like, but that takes the repetition and like
Oh, yeah.
this I should have trusted my instincts here in that given moment, but I wanted to kind of follow the book.
Yeah.
You like or follow what I've
Yeah.
thought would add up here. So that makes sense for sure.
You know? So, but yeah, so having like a strategy and a plan, you know, and then having hope off of that it will work in that particular instance. But I think that's what I'm excited about this year was like be able to pull a lot of what I learned last year and really dial that in and hopefully get even closer.
Dude, yeah.
So.
That'd be I'd be stoked for you. I'd be so stoked. I mean, we don't have to dive into the trip coming up. But man, we don't make it easy on ourselves to pull it all together in a couple days.
No, 3 days.
I mean, 3 days or less. I mean, it's
well, that's what will help. I mean, we kind of got a little bit of it last year where we were like, hey, let's actually go out.
Yeah,
do a little bit of pre scouting.
Yeah,
we'll do some this year.
Yeah, the cameras were nice to have out there.
Hopefully, this year we can have a little better of an area. I think maybe dialing it into depending on what we find in the scouting, if we find a good sign, I think it will be helpful having a smaller, specific area to just devote ourselves to.
Unless there's no deer there.
In
which case, then we will not be devoted ourselves
No,
there.
but, if there is, if we do find sign, like...
Yeah.
Because...
We still got to check out that camping spot. Right next to our camping spot, dude. We gotta look. I can't not look. Okay, anyways, that's eating me up.
That's a bummer. That was a bummer.
Oh, brutal.
Man.
Brutal.
Rough.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to do the learning curve with the hang on. And
do you feel like you were at for me, I feel like we're at a point where what we're learning is finally hitting that point where like it's that exponential growth. Whereas like you have that kind of curve, whereas like you're learning a lot, but you don't feel like you're gaining a lot, and all of a sudden things start really clicking, and you really start piecing things together. And
it's as I'm like listening to podcasts and stuff, nobody's saying anything that's mind blowing. Or like I shouldn't say nobody. There's been there's little nuggets here and there, but I don't think that I've got anything figured out.
Oh no, I don't think I have anything figured out.
I think it's the compounding year over year, like your like some of the stuff you don't even remember, but just the experience in the woods, like seeing what you're looking for.
Not snort wheezing at deer.
That was fun. That was fun. That was actually a lot of fun. I don't know why.
Apparently the deer around here have no problem with you grunting out of a vehicle.
As soon as you hit the snort wheeze,
they are gone.
Darts out of here. Excuse me. Not going to cut that out. But I just think it's like a slow confidence. I don't think it's like exponential and like things are taking off. I just think that there's like a calm, like just feeling calmer about it all. I feel like I still want to learn. I still want to hear it. I don't think it's like a crazy bell curve in my mind. I guess that's not how I view it, because like I don't think it ever gets figured out. I don't think you ever arrive. I think when you do is when you become like one of the old hunters that we could look back at now, where it's like they just think they've got it figured out because they.
No, I don't think. I'm not saying like you ever figure it out completely. Like there's so many like small nuanced details. But like I'm saying, I feel like I'm just getting to the point where it's like I can really start putting the puzzle pieces together. Like I can go into the woods and I have a much better sense of direction of like where to go to start looking and gathering, finding the sign versus previous years I would have been wandering till I found something, whereas now I feel like a much better of like, no, let's go here. Well, we're going to start here.
Yeah.
And how much quicker, like, okay, we got on stuff,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you're just like, there is nothing here. All right, we're out.
Yeah. No, I feel like I've. I
Like
don't
I'm
know how
not
to
looking at a
I don't.
wide open
I
space.
shouldn't. I shouldn't. This sounds
Pretentious.
braggadocious, whatever you want to call it. I feel like I have had that kind of like figured out the last couple years of hunting.
I feel like you're a little ahead of me.
Yeah, and and it's like as far as like the land stuff and like what I'm looking for, whatever. But it's all so it's like, okay, we hunt the big woods. We know like the topography that we need to find. We know that there's just certain things that would be great to find out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oak trees, so hard to find where I'm at. Like there's not many.
And I'm surrounded by oak trees out here.
Yeah, so then they're everywhere
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
So and so there's just a lot of those types of things, and then not like getting too excited about things when like you see one. It's like you start to see like compounding things that come together
Yeah.
that make it a great thing.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like I found a scrape
Yeah.
and I hunt that scrape
Yeah.
instead of like, okay, we've
Okay.
got this funnel here, we've got this transition here, and it's like you try to get like more pieces of the puzzle
Mhm.
in your favor than just like, oh, I found the one thing. Because I think that one thing I've probably used to do is like fixated on a piece of knowledge that someone shared, and then tried to apply that like across the board, and like that was it.
Yeah.
Instead of
let's
like it's a
for-
culmination of all those.
For
all the
example,
lessons.
like last year on our trip, that the last spot that we hunted, we found a lot of scrapes,
Mm-hmm.
but it was along a field edge.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it was like, oh, we probably should set up here. They're fresh. Like
Yeah.
it was pre-rut. Like there was some multiple factors going into it, but then like one of the things that I learned later was like, given all those dynamics and variables, one of the big things was like, oh, given where they were, it was actually probably pointing more to like that was a nighttime.
Right, but could be though. That's the thing is, in
Yeah,
my
we
mind,
definitely don't
because
know.
people kill people or kill people. Yikes!
Whoa,
People do kill people, guys.
Yeah.
Breaking news. But like people do kill deer over scrapes on field edges,
yes,
right? And so it's like I agree with what you're
Yeah.
saying. Is it would have been helpful to temper the
But it was
excitement.
just another
probably.
just another like piece to the puzzle of like,
Yeah.
okay, where are these at?
Yeah.
Is it versus other factors, and it was just those
Yeah.
little things that
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
one little more piece to
Yeah.
or variable to
Yeah.
consider. And,
Well, and like to temper the excitement about
yeah,
that, to be like, okay, have we considered this could be that? And with that in mind, would we still want to hunt here? Like with that being a
Mhm.
real possibility?
versus honestly, I think last year what we should have done was the spot that we scouted before the final spot we ended on, where we found some of those fresh rubs and scrapes.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I feel like we probably should have sat there, being that was adjacent to probably a strong bedding area going out to a field where we probably would have had better luck being in the woods
Yeah.
closer to a bedding area
Yeah.
where they're more likely to have come through at that time of the night versus where we were set up. Where
Yeah.
it's like we're hoping they get there by
Yeah. I'm
You
also just stuck on the place right next to our camp. Oh my gosh, dude. Refresher. We set up a camera on this clear cut that was less than 300-400 yards from our camp.
Yeah. And then
on
when
this
when I-
field edge, and
when I went out, because I went out a day before you,
Mhm.
and I pulled a camera, and we had 300 pictures of a tree blowing in the wind.
Yep.
Nothing else.
Yep.
And while I left it, because I forgot to grab the camera,
Mhm.
because I was going to pull it, forgot that, and then we grabbed it on our way out.
And the scrape had been blown
up
and
the last 2 days.
Rub scrape like blown up. It was blown up while we were there.
While we were there,
And the
folks.
camera was not on.
Yeah.
Oh, which
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, because I turned the camera off,
Yeah, it
and
was
then I
totally
forgot to
fine.
grab
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I was like,
Which-
"Well, I'll go back later." And then, yeah, turns out, fresh. Nah.
Dude, I literally can just picture that whole landscape in my mind. And the only trees they left standing, oak trees.
Mhm.
Everything else was clear cut.
Mhm.
And you could see hundreds of yards, and it was like
Yeah.
ravines and stuff where it's like you could have sat
Man.
there.
We could have.
I could have sat there for 2 days
Mm-hmm.
and watched this and just seen where deer come out, and then maybe made adjustments on where I set my stand, depending on the wind. Oh, yep,
The things we learn.
yep. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Man, if we only had a cell cam.
Oh, dude. So like cell cams in that circumstance where it's not like something like if it was something you were just either way you were leaving it all year or all fall, whatever.
Yeah.
Right, like all through the season. That to me, maybe we shouldn't get into the cell camera convo yet, at this point. We'll leave it
Listen,
for now.
this is where I'm at.
We can make a
On
whole episode.
Personal property, don't care.
Mhm.
Public land, I don't know. I feel
Now, do you mean
conflicted.
cell cams in general or cell? I'm sorry. Do you mean trail cams in general or cell cameras?
Cell cameras?
I
You
don't
know, I mean, we could
That's where it's
probably make
tough.
the same argument though for trail cameras. Like, honestly, I would be okay with. The unfortunate thing is we'll never regulate ourselves as a hunting group,
Yeah.
or culture. Or
I mean,
community as a whole.
who's going to be enforcing
Yeah,
camera laws
exactly.
very well anyway?
Yeah. But I would be okay if we could take initiative ourselves. That would be ideal. Which we know the ideal is not possible. But if it was actually regulated to where like, okay, you're able to use on public land trail cameras. I'm not even talking cell cams, but trail cameras. Period. Up until like 2 weeks to a week before a season.
Interesting.
Because I think, as Donnie Vincent put it, and I'm going to paraphrase how he put it, is we've taken the experience of the unexpected and we've turned it into the expected. Like, we expect to go out and kill a big buck versus like, oh man, I had this awesome encounter today where I got to, kill a big buck. And now just the hunting culture seems to like, no, it's expected. If you want to be a good hunter, and honestly, with all the technology that we put into it, yeah, like it is kind of at that point versus like we get to chase after the unexpected, and along the way we learn woodsmanship skills. Like that's one thing I love about the Sick Boys podcast is that they do so much about the woodsmanship, and that's the part of the process that I've enjoyed the most. The more I get to learn about, like for example, like oak trees. Noticing the last couple weeks, even in my own yard, like we were sitting. It was in August, and I felt like, wait, why are these a lot more acorns are dropping already? Way earlier than I've ever noticed around here. Well, why is that? Like those little things, like getting to learn the nuance of the woods.
Yeah.
Is we're depriving ourselves of that because of the use of technology, and that we've put this expectation that, well, I'm just chasing after something big.
Yeah, it's like it's trying to like maintain that fine line of like the mystery of it all.
Yeah.
And the excitement of the unknown. And I think whether we realize it or not, even like with cell cameras, it's like you're almost setting yourself up for more disappointment when you're like, oh, I got this guy on camera, or like yesterday or last night, and it's like, and then you don't see him. It's like, stupid, he's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
But instead of like, I don't know. I even think trail cameras that are non-cell cameras are better in my opinion, because it's like this little Christmas present that you go out to. You have no idea what's on there. And typically, like
at least with those cameras, you are still forced to go into the woods.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting too is that like Iowa, they ended up allowing cell cams. They're still going to be talking about it more, but like Iowa still allowed cell cameras to help minimize the disturbance to the woods because of how many people would be just hammering these areas.
Interesting.
And so that was an interesting perspective.
Interesting.
Because if they were checking regular trail cameras, they'd be in there all the time between, however many hunters.
But is that a poor like implementation of that tool though? But again, goes back to self-regulation versus government regulation. And are we going to do what is, that's where like some people have asked like the question like, like, do you actually care about hunting
Mm-hmm.
to the point of, are you willing to not hunt an area for, 3, 4, 5 years to allow for better growth? Like, not just like in the sense of like getting a bigger deer, bigger buck, but just good, healthy numbers.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
kind of.
Well, and I feel like if they're not
tough.
asking you to, eliminate an entire county, then sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's at least for us, like there's plenty of public land around here for like, especially at least where I'm around. Like there's tons. I know there's not too far away. There's a lot around here, isn't there?
Oh yeah,
as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of public land.
So it's like
Minnesota is filled with tons of public, little pockets of public land.
And to me, like I don't know. I'm still in the air about it, but I just think that like I still want to go into the woods with the mystery of like, is today the day, and not like the expectation of like I got a text, and to each their own on this, whatever. Like it actually doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Totally judging.
No, but I mean, like I'm not. Yeah, I don't care if people use cell cams for themselves. I just like it's a personal thing where I'm like, I would not do well with it if I got a text message of a buck I wanted to shoot on camera. I'd be doing everything I could to figure out how to get in the woods.
Yeah.
Like now.
Yeah.
And the reality is he's probably gone.
Yeah.
Already. So, and so like being able to go in the woods with like, you don't know the day-to-day passing of what's going on, and
just wait till we have to
just
start
there to
dealing
hunt.
with. Just wait till drone usage starts getting regulated for hunting. That's coming. It's coming.
For hunting?
Oh yeah.
Like they'll let them use it?
No. Well, I don't
What
know.
are you trying to say? I'm not understanding.
I don't know.
What you're
I don't
saying.
even know the complications that like. I just
They
honestly,
can use it for tracking, and well, I shouldn't. I'm actually not going to make any statements about it. There are states that allow it for tracking deer, so they'll use like thermal.
Yeah, but how easy is it to blur the line of?
So easy.
Like, oh man, I was just out trying to help my buddy Joe Blow here track his deer. He shot this, and who? How do you prove that Joe Blow over there is like, oh yeah, I did or didn't actually shoot a deer?
Never found the arrow, so we're just scanning the area for
I'm
him.
just saying, like, it is going to cause some massive implications, just like it has in warfare. Like Ukraine has shown us, like drone usage is going to just
dropping grenades on deer.
Just
Sorry,
nutty. Like it's just
it's so bad.
It's gonna get nutty. Like in the next 5 years, like we're gonna. It's oof.
I think that there's the only direction they would go with drones is eliminating. Like they would just continue to eliminate it. No one's gonna be like, yeah, it seems like fair chase to be using these to inform our deer drive. Like that's just not gonna happen. There's no way.
Is there any laws in Wisconsin?
There are, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And there are indeed.
See, anyhow, that's a whole nother.
Trust me, I'm almost sure of it. Anyways, all that, whatever. We're
this
excited.
Has just been rambling. Yes,
that's okay.
Excited.
It's been a hot second.
It has been.
I'm excited, dude. It's going to be a lot of fun diving into the season, and especially like you said, I'm very excited for the vast majority of the time is probably not going to be the stuff we're doing together. Be a lot of hunting, scouting, and if I shoot a deer, I was hunting. And then at hopefully opportune times, we'll be in the area that we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And not overdo it and slay something.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Quick question: would you shoot a doe in that area?
No. That for me, that's an area.
So?
No, I'll hold out for a buck.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's part of the.
That's fair.
For me, that particular area is like that's part of the chase.
And I don't even have a doe tag, so why did I ask that?
That too. That's
that
besides
helps.
the point.
That helps.
But even like, to be honest, I think I'd hold actually. Well, of course, I say this in August. I would hold out for a decent size buck.
Would you, Dusty?
Not a little 4-pointer.
Now, when you say decent,
but we'll see how that thought continues come later in the season.
I would love if
because it might get to the point where it's brown, it's down.
Let's what would you classify as decent, Dusty? I'd like to get this on record a little bit.
6-pointer or bigger
Okay.
for me because I've shot 4-pointers.
Okay.
I have with
Is that plural?
yes, I have.
I don't
two.
know
I have two.
Okay.
I have two, and I've shot at a couple others.
Yep.
I've screwed up opportunities, but all of those have been like
we've all
4-pointers.
screwed up. We've all screwed up
Yeah.
opportunities.
So, unfortunately, my opportunities have come few and far between in the last couple of years.
It's all right.
But like I think like for that particular area, anything else that I'm hunting,
Brown's down.
pretty much,
Pretty much.
So especially if it's does, like,
It'll be
honestly,
real nice to fill some freezers.
I would like to, I want to put some meat in the freezer.
Yeah, you don't want to get
my kids are getting bigger and food is getting more expensive, and like there's an actual there's a legitimate side of like I just actually want some meat in the freezer.
Yeah. Well, hey, if I
So much so that next year
Mhm.
I'm putting in some little mini food crops in my back
I mean,
back
yeah,
part of my property.
I mean, it's a garden essentially, right? Like a deer garden.
A deer garden, yes.
Just, like you go
If
out
I-
to get a
'cause, I mean,
cucumber.
we got
it's the
plenty
same
of-
way you're gonna grab a doe.
Pretty much. We got plenty of does coming through the area. Might as well give them a little reason to stay a little bit longer in the morning.
just
and
long enough to get
just
an
long
arrow.
enough to get an arrow in them. So, I mean, last year it was after farming season. It was in the fall, and I was in my workshop, and all of a sudden I heard a little. Meh.
Really?
I was like, wow.
Oh, funny.
And I grabbed the flashlight, walk out to the garden. My wife had left the garden door open, and there was 3 does just
Chomping
inside.
away.
Yeah, and
Go.
two of them took off in the yard. The one that was in the garden ran straight into the fence like an idiot, and then hopped over.
That's awesome. Okay, quick question on this season for you.
Okay,
Are you joining us for rifle hunting this year?
probably not. I'm already spending money
that's
on a
fair.
tag
Oh,
for
that's
archery,
fair.
so I don't feel like dropping another
fair.
couple $100s on a rifle tag.
What? Hear me out. Hear me out, Dusty.
All right.
Say you get a decent buck in Wisconsin early
Okay.
season.
Okay.
And then if you buy a rifle tag,
Okay.
it's rifle or lesser weapon. So you can archery hunt again still over there.
Wait, what?
So if I
We'll see how the season goes.
hypothetically, and
I won't say no. I
I'll
won't say no.
reread my regulations just.
All right.
But I know that I've read it in years past where it's
'Cause
a
Wisconsin
rifle
does seem a
or
little
lesser weapon. So I was like, so hypothetically, if I kill a buck
Why don't
early
you get
season,
clarification on that?
then I'd be able to,
Also,
yeah, with a bow, as long as rifle season plus muzzleloader season would be. I could use a bow because it's a lesser weapon.
interesting.
I'll
We'll see.
I'll double check it before we start.
We'll see. Possibly. Possibly.
Possibly. Hey, you'd have a good problem if you were trying to find more tags, huh?
Yes.
You'd have a real
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
problem
If
this
I'm
year.
considering another tag, that's a
You'd
good problem.
You'd be eating a very different kind of soup than usual.
Yeah, convincing the wife that it's okay to drop another couple $100s on a tag might not be so bad.
It's under 200 in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, it's like 175.
I mean, it's not nothing.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
But I mean, if I could get another deer,
After
the meat
tonight,
would be
I might
worth
be
it.
dropping some money in
you might be
Minnesota.
coming to Minnesota.
Jeez, dude, those are some nice.
Cool.
There's some nice bucks out there.
A lot of spotted fawns.
There was. That was wild. Yeah. All right, dude. Cool.
And
Well,
this was fun.
here's to the 2025 season, dude.
Yeah, look forward to keeping you guys caught up and sharing
I don't
all
know,
of our
as caught up as we can.
retarded ways.
Hey, love it. All right, guys.
Peace out.